Shia saw themselves as party of
Shia Muslims saw themselves as the party of the
oppressed, standing up against wealthy and powerful, right? So in average, people they are not wealthy.
I understand. Yeah.
Right? They're not wealthy, and so lots of the Shias has a history of fight against wealthy and powerful, right? And Shia is religion, right? So this is religion, and also clergy is a religious leader, right? And has a history of fight against wealthy and powerful. This is a really key here. Okay.
oppressed, standing up against the wealthy and powerful, and hearkening back to the social justice standard that was set by the
and social justice standard set by the Prophet.
I suppose that I imagine the problem is both parties are fundamentalists, so they can't accept each other. So it passed its centuries. In the centuries, maybe both parties go in each other and find a good solution each other going together, but they couldn't.
Well, look at the history of the world, of Christians, Jews, Muslims. They also fight, right? So
same kind of things.
This is just within Muslim, but here is not talking about Muslim against Sunni. This is talking about Shia, and this is talking about how Iran was established, right? In part of how Iran is established, this is not talking about Sunni against Shia. This is talking about Shia fighting against wealthy and political power to justify standard set by the Prophet.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, the question had the same kind of problem. It's about the Protestants and Catholic.
Right. Yes.
and this
And social justice, those fight against political power and wealthy, was extremely
religious
important.
faith and social justice was extremely important to the Iranian Revolution in
Iranian Revolution 1970. Big change, right? Of dynasty becoming more religious aspects of Khomeini, from the Shah become Khomeini's 1979. But this is saying that that's not the first revolution. That is not the first revolution.
I think it's interesting because those religions were established in the 6th century, but after 12th century, they have the revolution first.
Cutting their history. Simply cutting their history.
Probably
until that they didn't have any revolution.
No.
I don't know. I don't have the information.
Big history between several centuries, but just leading to 1979.
This video wants to focus on 1979, right? But also they want to focus on 1979, to explain the world event today. The important change started in 1900s, and to explain 1900s, you have to understand the Shia, and you have to understand the importance of clergy. That it is a religious country, and after you understand Shia and clergy, and then you start to understand about the Shah dynasty, Shahs. And they're like explaining the just accept the constitution.
It created a parliament and supposedly some limit.
So start to become more westernized, right? Building the constitutions, parliament, and kings. That's not the original Iranian culture, right?
Limits on the king and made Shia Islam the official state religion, but it also protected the rights of minorities in Iran.
And that's also important, right? Protect the rights of minorities.
It ultimately failed partly because the clergy withdrew their...
but failed because clergy withdrew their support.
Support partly because the Shah worked
Shah worked very actively against it. So Shah is king, right, at the time, and they and clergy didn't really get along well. Right?
worked very actively against it, and maybe most importantly because the Russians and the British worked to keep Persia weak.
So British and Russians wants to keep Persia. So you see, Iran is not Arab. Iran doesn't speak Arabic. They speak Persian language, right? So that's what they're saying, Persia. This is what he means is, Iranian, another word here, but wants to work. So Russia and British work to keep Persia weak, so they could continue trying to dominate the region. So British and Russia wanted Iran.
So, sorry, I can distinguish Persia and Iran.
The same. Persia, Iran, the
Iran, Persia, same.
Same country. Persia is the same country, Iran.
Same. Yes, same.
So they could continue to try to dominate the region. Which reminds me that most people in Iran are not Arabs, they are Persian. And most people in Iran don't speak Arabic, they speak
Farsi. So lots of people misunderstand. They think that whole Middle East, they are all Arabs.
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Yes, we think they're all Arabs.
Yeah.
But how do you define Arabs? Arabs are people who speak Arabic language. Like Japanese people speak Japanese.
Yes,
right?
Maybe I can imagine Arabic. What's the Arabic like?
From let's say from the Americans, they will say, no, okay. Well, they will say, what is Japanese? They don't understand the difference between Chinese and Japanese.
Yes, that's
right.
I understand.
Right, it's the same analogy you're saying, right? So within Middle East, in Iran, but Iran is the new name, used to be Persia, and I just want to emphasize that lots of people today still misunderstand that the Iran is Arabs, but that's like Americans saying Japanese are Chinese, and like I want to say no, that's not true.
Yes, but what about the Sem and Ham?
Mm-mm.
Two kind of people we learn at school: Semu and Ham.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Semuzok and Hamzuk.
What is mean?
Seven tribe.
Semu.
Where
are they from? Which country are you talking
What
about?
I learned at school.
About
Which country?
Iran?
No, about Iran じゃなくてなんか
Which country are you talking about?
アリア族、白人に対してセム系、ハム系
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I learned at school as a Japanese.
But Aryan, so that's like way before. That's like long time ago, right?
Yeah.
But we're more focusing on 1900s.
Farsi, or as we often call it in English, Persian. So after World War I, European rivalries really heated up because of the discovery of oil in the Middle East. The British established the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, which would later come to be known as BP. They also extracted a bunch of concessions from the Iranian government, in addition to extracting lots of oil.
So here also important is in Iran, they found oil, right?
Yes,
And
I think this is very interesting because I saw the data book of the United Nations outlook of the oil, and before the Iraq war, they produced. Iran was not so much produced oil at that time, but now after that, the war,
after World War I?
No.
Which war? Gulf War.
Gulf War.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that at the time.
You mean Gulf War 1991?
Yeah. Yes.
and the invasion of Kuwait.
Yes. So that I thought that the purpose of the war was the United States wanted to the oil.
Well, that's their interests. I'm assuming, yes.
So I think it's interesting because the biggest oil company changed after the Gulf War.
Oh, you're talking about 1956,
Yes, yeah.
not 91.